Hello, Bridget Bartlett here. Today, I am going to show you how to create a lead magnet funnel. Now, yesterday, we actually created the lead magnet. We used our AI coach to do that. Our AI coach is powered by HighLevel. So if you are a high level agency and you would like to white label this tool as well, you can actually click here. If you use my affiliate link at myvisionagency.com/HeyLevi, you just let me know as soon as you sign up, and then I'll send you a snapshot and everything that you need to promote this offer. Also, if you are interested in signing up for our white labeled version of our AI coach, you can become a member of our program at resellers.myvisionagency.com. Okay, so if you missed the training that we did yesterday to figure out how to actually create the lead magnet and generate the content, you can go to my YouTube channel here and check out the past live streams. It is the one that we did yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to close all of these out now that I've told you all the good information that you need. And you can see now that we have the lead magnet that we created. And I showed you how you can use a Word document to create this and then just simply download it as a PDF. I also showed you how you can import that PDF into Canva if you want to use the Canva designer to make it like super cool. Okay. Now, once you get all of that created, what you want to do is you want to upload it into your media storage gallery. This is HighLevel. So again, if you want to create a high level trial, you can go to highlevel.myvisionagency.com. But you'll see that once you upload the file here, the important part is we want the link. So you can either right click this and get the link, or you can click these three little dots here and get the link. So you'll see when we open up this file, you'll see this is what it looks like. Okay. But it's actually not clickable. And I think for a checklist, it should be clickable. But again, this is just how you want. I mean, it's, if you're someone who likes to print things and all of that, I think it's cool. I think there is a better way, though, to do checklists. And I'm going to show you that here at the end of this training. Okay. So we have the link here. Let's just copy it and make sure. Let's go into our sites section now. And we just want to create a simple lead magnet funnel. So I'm going to click funnel here, and we could choose from a template, but I don't really want to focus on design so much today. I just want to focus on the functionality of the lead magnet funnel. Okay, so let's say lead magnet funnel and create. Now, there are two basic pages of a lead magnet funnel. You need the opt-in page, and then you need a thank you page. So let's go ahead and create that together. So we'll say opt-in, and here we want to choose our path. So we'll just call this opt-in and create funnel. And the next step here is let's go ahead and create a new step. And this one's going to be thank you. This is going to be the page where we are going to thank them and direct them to how they can get the free thing that we're offering them. Okay. So now I've created my two pages here. And if we're following along in the customer journey, what happens as soon as they land on this page? Remember, if we're giving a lead magnet, the goal is to get them to give us their contact information. Okay. And they need to do that to be able to get the free thing. So we're going to click here, add a row, and the magical part of a lead magnet funnel is the form. Okay, so we can choose a form that we already have created, or we can click here to add a new form. All right, now you can see also if you go into the sites area and the forms. Let me see, I don't want to. Okay, you'll see forms up here. Okay, if you go to sites and forms, that's where the form builder is, but it's actually opening up a new window, which is right here. So we have sites and forms. All right, so now we just want to create the form because we need to capture their info. So we need to tell it what we want to capture. Okay, so we could do first name. That is definitely you. At bare minimum, you always want to create or connect. I cannot talk today. You want to collect the first name. Phone number is good, but bare minimum, again, you want the email address. And then, of course, since we're not going to collect phone number, we don't need this. We don't necessarily need this. We can have this say download because, if they're downloading the form, or we can say register, we can say submit, whatever you want to put there. And then we can change the color here. So I'll just change it to black. So it's universal and save. All right. So now we have our form. All right. Now, what are we going to do with our form? Technically, What we could do is click here to integrate, and we could just click here to grab the link and say, oh, you want the free thing? Okay, fill out the form. That's not very converting, and it's not very pretty. We also could take this form and grab the code here and embed it into any website that we're building, even if it's not on high level. We could also copy the link to the form here. Okay. But what we're actually going to do is we're just going to keep that saved. And let's go ahead and call this lead magnet form so that we know the name of it. Let's go ahead and save again. And here they're going to fill out the form. And then what do we want to happen once they fill out the form? Okay. Now we want to check this here. Click these little like style and options here, and you'll see options. If you're going to send them to a page, you want to change this. It will default to message, but you actually just want to change this to open URL. And I personally like to do this, and I never really send them anywhere here. I like to do this at the funnel level, because you may override what you're trying to build in your funnel. So if you're ever testing your forms and your funnels and you're like, I keep getting this message, I don't know how to get it to go to the next page, come here and just clear this out. It'll save you a lot of time and frustration. However, you definitely could just paste the link there. This is helpful if you have like affiliate links or something like that that you're sending them to. But for the basic lead magnet funnel, if we just leave this open like that, then it's kind of like a, we can choose that at the funnel level, and it doesn't override our settings. Okay, so now we've created our form. Let's go back in here. Now we're in our funnel. Let's click here and do lead. All right, we may need to refresh. Oh, there it was. Let's type in lead magnet form. Okay, so we've created that. Now we've pulled our form into this page. Let's go ahead and save here. And this is what we want to share. Now, obviously, we want to add some more text here. Like I could add another column up here. I could put my logo. Maybe I want to put like a headline up here. We could take the headline from our lead magnet. But again, I don't want to take a lot of your time on the design stuff, because most of you guys are marketers and much better designers than me, but you get the point of how you want to build this. Okay, so we have our headline here, and then we have our form, and like I said, we need a place to send the form once it's been submitted. So if we leave it open on the form level, you'll see here when we click on the actual form, we have this redirect option. Okay, so what do we want to happen once the form has been submitted? Since we have a thank you page already, we're just going to send them to the next step. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save that. So now we have it all set up. We have our form on the opt-in page, and we have it set once the form's been submitted to go to the next step. So what is the next step? Okay, we can click here to see the thank you page. We can also back out of this if we want, and then go to the thank you page here. Okay, so let's go ahead and create our thank you page. Now here we have several options of things that we can do. Let's grab the field or the section there. And let's go ahead and grab a column. So if we wanted to, and again, there are so many options of how you want to set this up. A lot of times on the opt-in page, remember they're submitting the information and they're going right to this page. You could add a button here, and then we could do, let's just say download. Oops. We could say download, click here, and then we could change our action here and then paste in that link to our file. Okay, the file that we have here that I think I copied something else over what I was working with, but um, we'll go ahead and grab the link here. And then let's go back. Now we have our download, and we have our link that we can paste here. And you could choose to open in a new file or a new window, but I prefer not to do that. You just open it in the same tab, and then when it clicks, the page will stay there, but it'll actually download. Okay, so that's what we want. Let's go ahead and save there. So we could immediately give this to them, but I actually prefer, instead of adding the button here, I prefer in this case, I would send them to, let's go ahead and add a new section. I would add some text here, and I would say, thank you. You could even add like the first name of the person. So thank you. contact first name. And then we can duplicate and say, check your email for the, and then of course we're going to call it whatever it is, but just for the sake of training, we'll say lead magnet. Okay. And then you may here, instead of saying download, you may want to say um, visit website. Because remember, the purpose of a lead magnet is we want to actually get people who are interested in our business or services, and we want to get their contact information so that we can introduce them to our business. Okay. And a lead magnet is a great way of doing that because you're educating them, but you're also getting the contact information. So we're still giving them the valuable thing that they opted in for, but we're making them go to their email to check that. Okay. Now, the reason that we're doing that is because we want to make sure that they gave us a valid email. It doesn't do us any good to have an invalid email. Okay. So we can go back here and now we need to create an automation. So I'm going to click here for automation. Let's go ahead and create a new one and we can start from scratch. And let's say this is our lead magnet funnel. And the very first step is, guess what it is? What is the trigger for the lead magnet funnel? I know a lot of my users know this, and you're like, duh, we know this because we talk about it all the time. It is going to be when the form is submitted. Okay. Now, if I was to leave it like this, it would be any form in my entire account. So I need to add a filter here to tell the system the exact form that I want to trigger this automation. I could add some additional fields if I want to, but this is just a basic lead magnet funnel. So I'm going to say, when this specific form is filled out, what do I want to happen? I'm going to click here and I need to send an email. Okay, so I'm going to send an email to the person that opted in. So we can say whatever our subject line. Um, here is here is your checklist. And then here we're going to say, hey there, whatever your first name is. So let's use a custom value, first name. Here is your lead magnet. All right. Now we have several options here, right? We could paste the link here to our lead magnet, which would look like that. Okay. We could add download here, and then we could add the hyperlink, and then of course we could add the lead magnet there. Okay. We could do that. We could also attach the document here by clicking add attachment, and then we could just simply upload the document. Okay. And of course, if you want to see what it looks like, you could test it there. Now, this is a great way of doing that. Something else I would suggest is when you are using this, you could actually create a trigger link. So now this is doing double duty. Not only can you have an automation where it's going to send them the link to the actual PDF that you have. And let's go ahead and save that because this would be the workflow. Okay, now this is very basic. I would definitely be adding tags and all the fancy stuff in here, and you want to make sure to publish as well. But I want to show you some different options here, right? So you have this link, and when they click that link, they're just going to download it. You'll have no idea that they actually clicked it and downloaded it. And so you may want to actually track this link so that when they download it, you actually send them another email or you add a tag or you move them through your sales pipeline. Okay. So I love this idea over just adding an attachment. Plus, when you add the attachment here, they're just going to download the PDF and they may look at it once. Chances are they're not going to read it. Just statistically, people don't. So what you can do is, you want to go back here. You can go into, let's go to contacts, or actually, I think it's in conversations. Conversations where we have trigger links. Okay. So I could click here and create a trigger link with this lead magnet. Okay. So this would be like my specific lead magnet and save. And then when I go back into my automations here, let me go find it now. Oh, geez, I'll never find it. When I go back into my automate, oh, here's a little tip, right? You can look at the last updated. So let's go back here. You can even choose recent. Here we go. All right. the lead magnet funnel. So now we have our workflow here. And instead of just adding that raw link, what we can do is highlight it there, go to where the links are. But now you'll see we can actually remove this and we can change this to a trigger link. Okay. So there's our lead magnet trigger link. Now, what we can do is create a brand new automation. And this one is going to be what happens when they click that trigger link. So let's go start from scratch. And of course, you guys, you don't have to do this part. If you just want to add that link into the download word, of course, that's totally good. Okay. This is just something extra that you could do for more tracking. So we're going to start the automation with trigger link. We're going to choose the specific trigger link that we want to start the automation, and then we could send another email. So, or we could even add tags or modify the engagement score, or maybe we want to add them, adding a tag to a specific like smart list where we are going to be sending newsletters to is something that I like to do. Um, this is going to help you know that the email is valid and which offer they were actually interested in so that you could send out multiple offers. And then, of course, you can track that based on their action and when they actually clicked, right? Because if they didn't open the email and they didn't even click the link, that says a lot about their intention, right? So, that is how you want to do that. Now, I do have just a little bonus idea here that I am testing and floating. Okay. Now, I love the idea of doing like these PDFs, but here's the problem, right? I'm gonna open this up. Here's the PDF. All right. And it's beautiful. And like I said, you can't really like you'd have to print it to check it there. And then what happens is like I can't, this isn't searchable. Now, there are times when you wouldn't maybe want your content to be searchable. But if it's something like you are generating massive amounts of checklists that are like excellent for your target audience, maybe you want it to be searchable. Okay. Maybe what you want to do is create a blog. Now, I have my main blog, okay, for my business, but I also created this additional blog for checklists. Okay. So if you imagine, what if you had all of these different checklists on your blog and all you needed to do was just share the link to this specific blog. Okay? So let's preview the blog post, or actually let's just look at the main blog here and you can see what it looks like, okay? Because I think it's so much nicer. Like here is the for one, here's the blog post, and I love how you can add these the clickable check boxes. So let's look what the live version actually looks like here. Let's go back because we want to look at the actual blog. So preview. All right. So you'll see I have the actual blog builder. I was able to add my, header up here. And of course, I would be promoting my business. I could have all of my categories of different checklists I have. They could even search for different checklists. And I only have the one checklist here, but I just wanted to show you this as an example because think of what is better. Right, you the customer, the person who opted in for this checklist. Would you rather see a checklist like this that you would need to download and it's not really accessible and this is the only one that you could see? Or would you prefer a checklist like this where it has actual checkable boxes that you can scroll through? You can see the author, you can learn more about the business here. You can also check out all the different social media links. And when you, the agency, are wanting to promote this lead magnet, it's really the same process, right? We're just going to go back to, let me get into the automation I was at all over the place. So if we just go back here and we go to the lead magnet funnel list, it's the same thing, right? Whether you have the link to the file or you have the link to the blog post, you could still create a trigger list. You could still add that hyperlink here or the trigger link. Okay. So now, not only are you tracking the blog post or the checklist that they were interested in, and you can trigger different automations, but every single time you give a checklist to someone, they have the ability of checking out all of your other things. And you could even promote this as a as a valuable resource with all of these different checklists, right? Tomorrow, I'm going to show you how you can capture leads with this and the other strategy of collecting leads through the lead magnet funnel. Regardless if you're using a PDF or you want to use the blog post, I'm going to show you how to create a Facebook ad that is going to really simplify this whole process using Facebook forms. Okay. So thank you all so much for joining me. And I do have to let you know, open office hours are going to be canceled today. I have a sick puppy who needs to go to the vet, and this is the only day and time I could get her in as soon as possible. So no open office hours today, but I will see you all tomorrow for our weekly group coaching session. Thank you all so much for joining.